Guys, the time lapse of me fucking milling down the case for the gearbox, it didn't really work with the video, so I've had to leave that out. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. And me and Ash are back on the way to the shop because it's fucking Friday and I've been dealing with this shit all week. It just wouldn't work. And it's a really fucking hot day, like. I mean, the aircon is still fucking hot. So I ended up getting another transfer case for the 86 gearbox because I needed the input shaft from the transfer case for to mate up to the gearbox to make the tail shaft. So what we're gonna do is pull this fucker out and also might cut the case in half. That way I don't have to make a billet plate for the back of the gearbox to reinforce the back of the gearbox. I can just bolt this back onto it. So I'm going to clean it down and then yeah, start ripping it apart. Didn't want to rip apart the one I had because it has all like built gears and everything through it, and this one's just swapped it for a carton of piss, so could have worked out better. First off, we just got to start the rotary forklift, mate. Alright, I gave it a quick clean down. We'll just start tearing apart now. It doesn't matter if we get too much dirt inside because we're not using the insides. This fucking shit. All the tags are bent over. And I can't like get the fucking gun on it. Alright. Fuck yeah, I love these things. So I got the big 1/2 inch at my house and I just use this little 3/8 at work. Fucking brilliant little thing. A little battery percentage and everything. You guys should seriously get one of them. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to bend these tags over and then we'll keep going. So this is the in the back of the transfer case. This is where it supplies the drive to the front tail shaft and the rear by this chain. Pretty cool looking fucking chain. But we ain't needing that shit. So yep, I'm gonna keep tearing this shit down so we can get into the front and separate all the front, then we can cut the box. And yeah, well anyway, we'll just keep going. I forgot to turn the camera on, but I got all the synchro off and shit, and the fork, the mesh 2 gears together. I can assure you correct procedures were not held. I didn't give a shit because I was just throwing it at it. All at her anyway. So yeah, we'll just continue on from here. Hopefully I'll turn the camera. Alright, so we have fucking 2 rounded over bolts here. I'm gonna have to fucking try and get those cunts out somehow. Let's see what I can do. That's what you do. You go to work, bust out a bunch of these, stick it on your bolt, smack it on, and should come straight out. This might be a bit hard to fucking hold and do. Hang on. Just like that. Alright, I'm just gonna get that other one out and go from there. Alright, so there's just the 2 circlips in here, so I couldn't pull that other one out. Can't see it. There it is. And this one right here. So I'm going to get them out and hopefully pull those shafts out from the back and see if I can even use that. Alright, something's up with my GoPro, so we're just going to fucking go back to the phone. Got them out, smacked them out with a hammer and shit. One end up on the ground and one end up there. Not entirely sure if we can use this. I mean, it's got like a Welsh plug in there. Not really a Welsh plug, it's just a cap, but it's pretty much the same. So if I can cut all the gearing and shit off, and hopefully I can use this as a slip yoke of the drive shaft. It's not as long as I'd want it, but being a fixed diff at the rear and not like a fucking solid axle, it doesn't really move that far. It's only how far the engine moves, so pretty much it should be good. So yeah, I can maybe mock up a shitty fucking tail shaft to it, just get it moving for now. And well, I've still got to put the diff in and do something about the axles, but if I can get like a temporary tail shaft made up, not to drive it around on, just make sure it moves backwards and forwards and etc., and help me load it onto the ramps on the trailer and stuff. And then when I go to pull it down to send it off, like pull it down, get the car all painted and shit, I'll send the tail shaft off to get measured and pretty much just get them to make a bulletproof version of my temporary thing, which should be easy for them if I give them the whole piece. So that was the idea of that. It only cost me $44 for a carton of piss. Not bad indeed. Alright, I managed to remote access the GoPro through my phone. Whee! It's like looking into itself. Alright, anyway, instead of cutting it, what I'm doing, stick a bolt through here, you stick the nut down there. I've got to get another one, it's on the bench, and just stick it into here. It's going to hold it down. I'm just going to mill it. I'm going to mill it flat. So I wanted to go down to here, but I wasn't sure how much structural rigidity we left just leaving this side. Then I just wanted to go up a little bit, but I can't go up a little bit. There's just a bunch of holes here, so I'm going to go down to about here. So just in between these holes and these holes. I can always cut more off later, so that's the aim of the game. I'm just going to bring it down to where I think will be good, and I can always cut more off later, but not really pressed for room where this is, so it doesn't really matter too much, but I just don't want to have that much hanging over because it looks stupid. Alright, GoPro's going flat, so I'm going to have to, I'll just keep going with this. and probably see when it's done, or GoPro might have enough charge coming up to when I'm finishing it, who knows, but yeah, I'm just going to keep going with this and see you turds later. Oh, I might even put my phone up. I'll try and get my phone to do it. So, output shaft. And gearbox bracing. So, once we cut that out from down there, I can put that over there, and it'll fucking looks a lot more like a complete gearbox now, so definitely a good thing. Right, that's it for this week, guys. I'll see you next week. Me and Ash are pulling a 3-day binge over the Australia Day holidays, so hopefully get quite a lot of this finished.